So in this video, I'm going to give you some advice that will help you land bigger and better clients. Now, I run a marketing company and my clients come to me for help with their branding and their marketing. But for you, this could apply to anything. Maybe you're a barber or a makeup artist. These principles will work for you as well. So sometimes brushing shoulders with high-up individuals can help you make connections and advance your career in ways that you otherwise probably wouldn't be able to, and sometimes in ways that you could never even imagine, including things like social media verification, landing big clients to begin with, or just customer deals in your business, or simply just getting into social circles that allow you to create even bigger opportunities within your life and within your career. So to get started, you really want to clarify your goals and be somewhat realistic to start, but be as specific as possible. So figure out how many clients you'd like to gain or how you'd like to go about getting clients primarily. You can base this off your personality. So if you're a bit of a hermit, your answer to this would be keep things simple, online, and remote. But if you're a social butterfly, your answer to this may be to attend events and to make your way to the stage. And most importantly, figure out what you'd like to see happen in your future. Really give this some thought, because when you work with important people, they expect you to be available and to offer a premium solution to whatever their problem is. You can't expect to be floating on a boat somewhere in 6 months or be completely out of touch, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is online methods to get more clients. So let's jump in. As a heads up, the best way for you to get the most out of this video is to write down each idea that stands out to you as I go through them. So while I go through these, ask yourself, A, would this be effective for finding potential clients for my business? And B, is this something I could work into my regular schedule for my business? So the first one is blogging. The reason blogging is so impactful is because it can alter your Google search results when people search for you. You can start by blogging on your own website or by applying to write on third-party publications. For example, I'm an author on Influensive, Thrive Global, and many other medium-sized publications. And when people Google my name, they find articles that I've written on these sites over the years. Next thing is social media. Now, obviously, social media can be a kingmaker. We've all seen people's lives change seemingly overnight because of social media. Some of the YouTubers that come to mind are people like Ty Lopez and Dan Lok. When I got started in digital marketing, nobody knew who those people were, including me. I had never heard of them. So make sure you're creating unique and fun content that will help you build trust with your audience, and eventually the right people will poke their head out and connect with you, as well as ask you for help with things that you could potentially charge them for. The next thing is email marketing. A lot of people underestimate email marketing. It's something I wish that I started doing much earlier in my career. But having a list with thousands of people on it is very powerful. It's a cheap thing to implement, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't hurt just to have a simple opt-in form on your website, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Podcasts. Podcasts have been a great tool when it comes to getting your name out there and helping put some distance between yourself and all of the others in your industry. You could use a site like radioguestlist.com to find yourself some decent podcasts that you can apply to appear on. You could also create your own podcast and interview existing clients or people in your industry. But that's not something that I've experienced doing, so I'll let somebody else cover that topic. Advertising. Advertising is a great way to attract clients if you're good at it. Anything from Facebook and YouTube ads to even advertising with your local sports teams or magazine, these are good potential ideas. Make sure to use tracking links and trackable phone numbers when advertising so that you know if your efforts are actually working or not. This isn't a video teaching how to run ads online, but if you do want to learn the basics, I would recommend hopping on something like Udemy whenever you have some free time and brushing up on your skills. Online groups and forums. Facebook groups and websites like Quora are great places to attract clients. Now, you have to be careful because Facebook groups are also where some of my worst clients in the past have found me. You know how that goes. Somebody tags you and praises your work and the great experience they had with you, and then all of a sudden you're bombarded by people who really don't even have a solid idea of what they're doing or what they even need help with. They just think you're their hero that will solve all their problems. So be sure to have a solid qualifying and onboarding process in place to make sure that you take on the good clients and turn the bad clients away. Client and customer reviews. Don't overlook or forget about the clients you already have. Your existing clients can be a massive accelerator for your business. If you have the chance, ask some of your best clients if they would be open to a recorded interview. Let them know that you potentially like to feature some of the answers to your questions on your website. You can position this as an initiative your company is working on to collect client feedback and improve your business, which is what you should use it for anyway. You can knock out two birds with one stone by sitting down with your client and having a casual conversation and asking them how they think you can improve your service, while also asking them how their experience has been so far and what they've liked best. I put a link in the description to a simple list of questions that you can use to help you get started doing this. Become a published author. In 2018, I wrote a book called Credibility Method that talks about how I worked my way from a pathetic bartender in 2014 who had never accomplished much of anything to one of the highest paid consultants in my industry with only a few years. This book was a great tool and resource that helped me get mentioned online, get on stage, and even appear on television. I'll put the Amazon link in the description in case that sounds like a book that you'd like to read. Make video content. People become comfortable and confident about doing business with people when they are able to see their face and get familiar with someone. Your clients will research you before ever even communicating with you. By creating video content, you're getting ahead of the situation and building trust before any transaction even occurs. The biggest and last thing we're going to talk about is your website. Your website is a very powerful tool. Think about what is the first impression your potential clients see when they visit your website. Everything we've talked about up until this moment, such as a podcast, online advertising, or social media, usually all leads to your website. The key to a great website is to keep things simple and make whatever you're offering extremely clear. Do not offer 100 different services on your website. A joint partnership or a joint venture. I'm definitely guilty of not doing this as much as I probably should, but especially if you're struggling to land good quality clients, you should try partnering up with someone. Try to find other people in your industry that are within reach and offer to promote them to your list if they do the same thing for you. It's a win-win situation. Now, the key is to make sure that you find somebody that offers a complementary service to yours, of course, not a competing one. The internet is endless and full of ways to improve your chances of getting in front of your next big client. If you are a consultant of any kind, I encourage you to check out Ruby. Ruby is my virtual gatekeeper. They answer the phone for me, they answer my text messages for me, and they even run the live chat on my agency website. Now, Ruby is a service where you can give them the questions that you want in order for them to qualify your inbound leads. They answer the phone. They do a great job, and they're a very valuable component of my life and my business with what I do. If you're a consultant and you're tired of people wasting your time and texting you and calling you and asking questions that aren't even relevant to what you do, and you feel that your time is valuable as a consultant and your goal is to continue to get paid more and more for your time, you need to make sure that you're careful with what you do with your time. So I use Ruby to make sure that random people can't just get to me and communicate with me and take up my time and my valuable resources by getting through on my phone. So Ruby acts as that gatekeeper so that they can qualify those people before they even communicate with my company or myself. I encourage you to check them out. If you use the link in the show notes below, you will get a $150 prepaid Visa gift card, which is as good as cash. You can use it on whatever you want. I also wrote a blog article going into more details on Ruby, so I thought it would be valuable to share that with you, as the topic of this video is obviously how to get more clients. And if you want to do that, it's a great way to position yourself when you have something like Ruby, because you essentially have a front desk. You have receptionists that act on your behalf to make sure that your time is not wasted, and they're able to qualify your inbound inquiries for you, regardless of what industry you're in. So check it out, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's talk about some other methods of landing bigger and better clients that are offline. So these are offline tactics to get more clients. This is kind of the second batch of methods that you can implement in your business and in your life. First thing is events and meetups. Now, this is a love-hate strategy for me because I usually can't stand like these networky, jerky type of people who, collect business cards in a jar. However, if you can do this in a tasteful way and avoid all of the like MLMers and weirdos, then you might be onto something. My best advice for local meetups is to make sure that you find a way to stand out as a true professional. Now, I'm not saying that you have to act better than people, but you know what? On second thought, just skip the local meetups if that's something that you feel like you have to stretch yourself to do. If it doesn't come natural, just don't do that. I hate those types of things, so I just skip it. Now, public speaking, on the other hand, this is a much better version of meetups. There will always be times that you want to make sure you are not the smartest person in the room. However, being the person at the front of the room with a microphone in your hand can do wonders for your business. It also helps with everything that we mentioned in the online section of this video, because you can record your presentations and turn that into digital content. So make sure that you incorporate your contact information and social media channels into all of your material when you give a presentation so that you can do that. A lot of local libraries offer ways for you to participate in your local community, and they'll give you a platform to speak on certain topics. Now, gigs like that are not paid, and you usually won't make money from them directly, but they can lead to opportunities such as landing new clients or stepping onto the next stage. Let's talk about direct mail packages. A lot of people think this is an outdated way of doing things. But speaking of libraries, most public libraries offer a database of free online resources on their website. And many times you can find a public directory consisting of all the businesses in your local area sorted by the industry they're in. These listings often include the name of the business, their address, contact phone number, email, and even the executive or owner's full name. Now, this means that you can easily create a list of potential businesses to reach out to. If you're a business owner that works with other businesses as your clients, like I do, this is a game changer. So put together a marketing pitch, print it out, stuff a gift along with it into an envelope or a box, and address it in a big red marker directly to the executive name. And call a few days after delivery to follow up on your offer or your message. Do this enough times, and there's no way that you don't land a client. I know this because I've done it. Workshops. Once you start to build your footprint in your local community, you can begin charging for small workshops, or in some cases, huge workshops. Last year, I partnered with Fiverr and put on a large presentation in the city of Richmond teaching marketing to small business owners in this city. Fiverr does almost $100 million in revenue per year and is a well-known service to just about anybody who's an entrepreneur or a business owner of any type. Needless to say, it boosted my credibility even more. You can use a service like Eventbrite to create a small event in your town, and Eventbrite will promote it in your area, and it'll help you reach people that you've never even met before. Referrals. Now, similar to leveraging customer reviews, as we talked about earlier, getting referrals from people that you actually know can be great. Honestly, think about it. You probably have some people that you know in your town. Just reach out to them. The worst they can do is say no. And if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Local media. You'd be surprised at how local media might be interested in your story, or your journey, or your business, or otherwise. The biggest magazine in my city published an article about my fashion sense. And I'm not a fashion blogger. I have nothing to do with the fashion industry. So anything is possible. Try to make connections and reach out to your local print and TV media outlets. These people need stories to tell, and you really never know when your story might be told. Now, these offline strategies are not as impactful when it comes to landing the big names as clients, but maybe that's just not realistic for you right now, or maybe you're just getting started in your career. Which of the ideas from this video could you potentially use to get more clients? Which are feasible and within your means? Which of these sounds most interesting to you? Hopefully you've got some notes by now. So take all the ideas that you wrote down or made a mental note of throughout this video and choose the one or the two that seems easiest and quickest for you to implement first. The worst thing you can do is procrastinate on this, because after a week or so, you're going to forget all the small details that I shared in this video, and you'll just simply put it off. So to help you identify which ones are best for you to go after, I want you to think about these things. First, what are your skills and strengths? A good way to figure this out is to ask your closest friends to be honest with you and share what they think you are extremely good at. Number two, what are your clients and where are they? Where are they, online or offline? Think about that. Where are they gathering? Number three, what are your competitors doing that you can model? Number four, what are your weaknesses? For example, if you suck at public speaking, maybe save yourself by skipping that one. I truly hope this has been helpful for you, and you better like this video and subscribe right now. And I'll catch you in the next video. Unless you didn't subscribe, then I won't see you in the next video. So be sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to do a video on next, and I'll see you then.